Yo, what's up guys? This is Theo here. In this video, we are going to briefly take a little deep dive into MongoDB. MongoDB is a non-relational database. That means everything is stored in what's called BSON, binary JSON basically. And so you can think of this for most purposes as just regular JSON. And we can store our documents in this way so that, we don't have to create a certain schema. It's almost like basically a big dump of or a sort of document warehouse that's going to house all of our data, and we're dumping all of this into what's called a document store. And inside of our document store, we might have different collections in our database. So I'm going to assume you have Mongo and MongoD. MongoD is the server for Mongo, and this is going to listen on port 27017. So I'm going to run this executable by typing MongoD. So it's starting on port 27017. Okay. And awesome. So it's already running. So cool. I'm also going to run Mongo, the shell. So in order to do that, I'm going to say Mongo. And so what it says is it's connecting to test. I'm going to show you guys a few basic commands. So the first one that we're going to run is going to be, let me just make this a little bit bigger. We're going to run show DBs. This is going to allow us to show the current databases that we have. So that's going to populate that. Next, to use the DB, we're going to say use. So I'm going to use maybe this DB that I have called test DB. All right, and it's going to say switch. If you don't have it, it will create it for you. I'm going to exit out of there and let me go ahead and clear that. And now we can say show collections. We can see which tables or collections are in our database. So we have a users collection. In order to access that, we can say db.users, and this is indeed the collection. So if we want to get the count, maybe we can say db.users.count, and we're going to say we have one document. Another command we could run, we can do db.users.find, and we'll pass it this predicate, and this will run us. This is like a select all, and it's going to give us this ID and this information. Next up, we can do db.users.find, and say we would just want to make it look a little bit nicer. Do .pretty, and this should print it out a little bit nicer for us. Okay, now if we want to insert, we can do db.users. Actually, let me see. Let me look at what the collection is real quick. It's just a name and an age. So we can insert by doing db.users.insert, and it's going to take in a configuration object, name Theodore, and age of 25 or 23, I guess. And let's insert that. So it's right result. We've inserted one. So now if we do db.users.find, and then if we give this a limit of 1, let's see what this returns. This is going to return 1 to us, but if similarly give it a limit of 2, we should get 2 back. And I'm going to call .pretty on here to make it look a little nicer, and we're getting our users back. Similarly, we can find by ID. So let me clear out of here. I can do db.users.find by ID, and we'll pass in the ID, and then let's call .pretty on here. And let me see, db.users.find by ID. What did I do wrong? Identifier starts immediately after numeric literal. Did I do it wrong? Let me see. I think I might need to pass this actually as an object. db.users.find by ID. And let me see if that's it. Might be wrong. Users.find. Maybe that's a mongoose. I think you should be able to do it. And let me get rid of that. We can do find, and we'll do ID is going to be equal to that. And let's run that now. Users.find. Say name is equal to Theodore. Okay, so we're getting that. And maybe we need to actually give it the object ID. So we can do db.users.find by ID. Find by ID, and Find by ID is not a function. Find by ID. Huh, that's weird. Okay. So let's sort of consult the Mongo find by ID real quick. Let me look at this real quick. Find one, find. We have find one, and let me see if we can do CRUD operations, so we can find it in here. That's kind of strange. Why I'm not getting it in here. Maybe that's a mongoose method. That could be it. Read operations, find. Okay, yeah, let's try this out again. Let's clear this, and we do, clear db.users.find, and we'll say ID is going to be equal to this object ID. Alright, cool, so that works right there. So maybe that is I don't think so, but let's try out a few more. Let's do db.users.remove. So basically, if we call it with nothing, or if we call it with all, we're truncating our database. But I think we can pass it a limit of 1. No, I don't think remove works that way. So let's just do it like that. db.users.remove. .find. So now we've removed everything. Cool. And so let's go ahead and insert. Let's do insert many. Insert many, and this actually is going to take in an array. And so we'll say name is Theo, and age is 23, and then finally we'll insert another one. Name is Rick, age is 25, and name is James, and age is 30. Cool, and then we'll close it off, and we're going to insert many. So we've inserted these IDs, so that's a way to insert many. Now if we call it db.users.find as this predicate and call it .pretty on it, and so we get our IDs. Cool. Let's see what else we can do. We've gone over the basics. Insert one, update. Okay, let's update. Delete one, delete many. So let's just go over one more. Let's go over an update. We can do db.users.update, and we want to say where the name is equal to Theodore or Theo, and let me find this real quick. Users.update. Here's the query, and then upsert. Yeah. Okay, so name is Theo, and we're gonna call set. What do we want to set? We want to set the name to be equal to Theodore, and I think that should be it. Missing a users set. Okay. Missing. Let me go back. Users.update. Pull this up here real quick. Exit. Let me go back into the shell. Type Mongo use test db db.users.find .pretty. Okay, and we'll do db.users.update. Okay, we're gonna say where the name is equal to Theo, and now what we want to do. Our name is Theo, and then finally we want to set. So we're going to update name to be Theodore. Okay, and then that should do it. Am I missing something? Set. I've closed it. 1, 2. Ah, my bad. Try this one more time. Mongo use test db db.users.update, and we'll say, okay, we'll do name is Theo, and then set name is going to be equal to Theodore, then let me see. So close that. Okay, so it's upserted and it's modified 1. So let's go ahead and call db.users.find.pretty. Okay, so now we have Theodore. We've updated a record. And finally, if we want to remove, we can do db.users.remove. We're say where name is equal to Theodore. And then, so it's removed 1, db.users.find.pretty. And now we have 2 objects. Cool. So very quick intro to MongoDB, and just wanted to sort of go over some basic query functions that we can, build out and write. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and please subscribe and support the channel. It means a lot. So thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day. Take care.